Welcome to SoulScripture, where every word is a key and every message is an open doorway for the chosen ones. Right now, you are standing at the very edge of a divine turning point, a threshold that you did not reach by chance or through the randomness of an algorithm. Hear this. Your spirit was magnetized here for a reason, summoned by a frequency that only the truly awakened can sense. The currents of destiny are moving swiftly around you, swirling with energy you've prayed for, cried for, and at times doubted would ever arrive. If you felt a sudden stirring in your heart, a silent signal that something extraordinary is on the horizon. You're not imagining things. Heaven is orchestrating a convergency, a moment where your faith meets fulfillment and your waiting transforms into a supernatural breakthrough. Listen closely. Chosen one, there are seasons in life that feel almost suspended, like the world is holding its breath, waiting for you to make one brave move. This is that season. You're not here to passively observe. You are here because the prayers you whispered in the dark have activated a destiny shift. There is an urgent, electric energy pressing into your life, and it's demanding your full attention. The universe is aligning you with a new frequencia, sacred alignment that is bigger than romance, deeper than mere companionship. It's about purpose. It's about calling, and it's about a soulmate who has been prepared, assigned, and sent forth at the exact moment your heart, mind, and spirit are ready to receive them. So, pause for a second and feel the magnitude of this moment. Can you sense it? That subtle ache in your chest, that burning anticipation. These are not just emotions. They are signals from your higher self, confirmations from heaven that what you've been preparing for is now within reach. This is not just another word to make you feel good for a moment. This is a living, breathing messenger, prophetic activation designed to awaken every dormant seed in your soul. The next chapters of your life are not just about surviving. They are about thriving in divine partnership and walking boldly into your promised land. Let's be clear. The world wants you to believe that nothing ever truly changes. But you, chosen one, are not like the rest. You are part of a remnant called to disrupt cycles, break limitations, and usher in a new narrative, not just for yourself, but for your entire lineage. This message is a clarion call. A breakthrough is not coming. It's already moving toward you at this very moment. And if you dare to step forward, to lean in with expectancy and surrender, you will become the living proof that destiny is not accidental. It's intentional, it's orchestrated, and it is unstoppable when aligned with divine purpose. In this SoulScripture message, we will reveal the blueprint step by step so that your spirit can absorb, anchor, and activate this prophetic word. Stay with me, because every revelation you receive today is a key unlocking doors that have remained closed for generations. It's not hype. It's not wishful thinking. It is spiritual law, and it's unfolding right now. Are you ready to embrace your turning point? Are you prepared to welcome the divine partner who will stand with you as you cross into a new era? Because the shift is not just near, it is here, and your role in this new chapter cannot be overstated. The story is moving, and you are the protagonist of a miracle in motion. You carried the weight alone. Chosen one, let that truth echo in your spirit for a moment. Too often, you have been the pillar for others, a silent strength when the world looked away, a light in the shadows when even your own hope flickered low. You were the friend, the confidant, the shoulder to lean on. But when night fell and the burdens pressed in. It was just you and God. Others saw glimpses of your resilience, but only heaven witnessed the depths of your struggle. The prayers you prayed with trembling hands, the tears that stained your pillow in the darkness. Hear this now. Not a single tear went unnoticed. Not a single sacrifice escaped the eyes of the divine. There is a holy record of your faithfulness, of the days you rose while weary, choosing to love, to believe, to sow goodness, even when your own soil felt barren. Remember those nights when you questioned if anyone would ever see you the way you saw others, if you would ever receive the same loyalty you so freely gave. That ache was not in vain. It was evidence that you were being set apart for something extraordinary. In the grand narrative of the chosen ones, loneliness is never wasted. Your journey through isolation was not a punishment, but a forging. Think of Moses in the wilderness, Joseph in the pit, Esther hidden away before her appointment with destiny. Every true calling is preceded by a season where you learn to hear the whisper of God above the noise of the world. You have walked that path, and you have done so with a strength you may not have even recognized in yourself. You kept believing when cynicism would have been so much easier. You poured out encouragement, held space, and became a safe haven for others. Even as you longed for someone to simply ask, "How are you really?" Now, heaven is responding. Your days of standing alone are coming to an end. Divine justice is moving, and what you have sown in private will be rewarded in public. It is written, "The eyes of the Lord are on the righteous, and his ears are attentive to their cry." Can you feel the shift? It is the answer to every hidden prayer and every silent cry. The soulmate who is being released into your life is not coming to fix you because you are already whole. They are being sent to cover you, to stand beside you, to honor the depths of your heart in ways that will feel like a holy echo of the love you have always given. Consider the story of Ruth, who after loss and loneliness found herself guided by divine orchestration into a field of new beginnings. Her faithfulness unlocked a destiny beyond anything she could have imagined. In the same way, chosen one, your loyalty, your compassion, your quiet endurance, they have not gone unseen. You are about to receive a partnership that feels like restoration, not rescue. This person will see beyond your strength into your soul. They will value your loyalty because their own spirit has been refined to match yours. This is not a season for shrinking, for dimming your light, or for carrying the load alone. Heaven is assigning a companion who knows the weight of true empathy and the honor of walking beside someone chosen for a higher purpose. The burden is being lifted. The loneliness is dissolving. You are stepping into a new chapter where mutual love and divine alignment become your reality. You are seen, you are valued, and now, you are about to be covered by a love that only heaven could write. Chosen one. Let's talk about the waiting, the shadowy spaces where your heart questioned if breakthrough would ever come. The wilderness seasons, where you asked, "Why must I endure so much pain just to love and be loved?" It's not just a question of timing. It's a question of preparation. Many can desire a soulmate, but not everyone can carry the frequency required for a divine partnership. You were not left behind or overlooked. You were being set apart, refined in the shadows, so that when destiny called, you would be ready to answer without fear, resentment, or baggage holding you back. Every disappointment, every closed door, every time you had to walk away from what looked promising but turned out to be a counterfeit that was not rejection, but redirection. Those painful lessons were the chisels in the hands of the divine, shaping your discernment, your emotional intelligence, your capacity to love without losing yourself. Like Joseph in prison or David in exile, your hidden years were the training ground for greatness. God never wastes pain. He transforms it into wisdom and compassion that mere comfort could never teach. Think back to those relationships that left you questioning your worth, the betrayals that made you second-guess your light. You may have believed the narrative that your standards were too high or your calling too intense. The truth is, your spirit was being shielded from connections that could not handle your depth. The world celebrates surface love, but heaven's strategy is different. It prunes. It purifie. It prépare. Just as gold is refined by fire, so your soul was prepared for a love that won't just sparkle for a season, but will endure the storms and shine brighter with every challenge. This is why the waiting felt so long. It wasn't punishment, it was purification. God was detoxing your spirit from codependency, emotional scarcity, and any pattern that would sabotage the blessing He intended. You learned to choose peace over chaos, a purpose over performance, and to let go of relationships that asked you to shrink or settle. These are not easy lessons. They are the marks of someone being positioned for greatness, not just in love, but in legacy. Pause and realize, every lonely night, every unreturned text, every cycle you broke and every boundary you held firm were acts of spiritual warfare. They were evidence of a spirit that refused to be molded by wounds. Instead, you let your scars become altars, places where you met God in the silence and found out just how cherished you are. That is why you're ready now. The love coming your way will not demand that you bleed to prove your worth. It will recognize your journey and honor it. It will feel unfamiliar at first, because it is healthy, steady, and holy. Think of figures like Steve Harvey, whose life was marked by public struggles and private heartbreak before finding a partner who matched his vision and spirit. Or Ruth, who left behind everything familiar only to be welcomed into a field of favor she never expected. Their stories are echoes of your own reminders that the waiting is never in vain when heaven is writing the next chapter. Now, chosen one, the tests are behind you. The season of surviving has served its purpose. You are not just waiting for a soulmate. You have become the kind of soul who attracts what is divine. Release the residue of the past, because what's coming will require your full presence open, healed, and expectant. The wait was not wasted. It was the womb for the love story heaven is about to reveal. Chosen one, what's approaching you now is not just comfort, it's supernatural covering. This is a love that doesn't merely warm your heart, but shields your very destiny. The world is overflowing with relationships that soothe the ego but leave the soul exposed. Not so with the connection heaven is orchestrating for you. This partnership will be defined by spiritual vigilance, by a sacred willingness to stand in the gap for your calling, to defend your light when darkness would prefer you dim it for the sake of others' comfort. Let's acknowledge the reality. Your life, your anointing, your purpose have drawn both supporters and silent adversaries. In the past, some were drawn to your glow but fled when the weight of your calling became clear. Too many times, relationships turned competitive, not collaborative. Your favor felt like a threat, your vision too heavy for others to help carry. But the soulmate, now on the horizon, is not arriving to compete, control, or distract. They are being sent as a spiritual shield, as a prayer warrior whose mission is intertwined with yours. Picture Moses during the battle, his arms growing weary. It was Aaron and Hur who stood beside him, holding up his arms so the people could prevail. This is the energy of your incoming partner, who senses when you're tired before you even speak. One who intercedes for your spirit, not because you asked, but because their heart is attuned to your soul's frequency. They won't let you fight alone. Their protection will be more than physical. It will be prayerful, emotional, and fiercely loyal. This is heaven's standard for love protection that goes beyond presence, intercession that goes beyond words. Reflect on stories like Coretta Scott King, who became a shield for Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., or Ruth Graham, who covered Billy Graham in prayer and wisdom, allowing him to walk boldly in his calling. In every great purpose-driven union, the sacred pattern repeats. One guards the vision while the other advances it, and together they become unstoppable. This is what's being woven into your story. You will not be asked to make yourself small for their comfort. You will not be expected to mask your brilliance or pretend your calling is lighter than it is. The love being released to you comes with understanding and reverence. This person will honor the space where your spirit battles and will not judge you for your scars. They will discern when your soul is heavy, choosing to lift you up rather than criticize or withdraw. Have you ever longed for that kind of partnership, a safe harbor where your gifts are not only accepted but protected? This is what is being delivered. Heaven is answering the longing of your heart with a companion who carries the sacred responsibility of your destiny as their own. Your secrets will be safe, your dreams respected, your vulnerabilities held with gentleness, and above all, chosen one. Know this protection does not arise from mere human effort. It flows from their devotion to God, from a deep understanding that to love you is to honor the assignment placed upon your life by the divine. You are not just anyone, you are chosen, and to stand with you is a privilege entrusted by heaven itself. So prepare yourself to receive a love that is not only sweet but strong, not only affirming but fiercely protective. Let your walls fall and your faith rise. This covering is what you have been waiting for. And soon, you will know what it feels like to be truly shielded by someone whose loyalty mirrors God's own heart for you. Chosen one. Prepare yourself, because provision is about to arrive in ways that transcend your expectations. For too long, you have poured out more than you received, giving until you were empty, supporting others while your own needs went unmet. This next season, it's different. The soulmate on their way to you is not arriving empty-handed. They are arriving equipped, sent not just with love but with resources, vision, and the kind of mature stewardship that can only come from someone forged in the fires of their own journey. Heaven is intentional. Why would God send you someone who is unfinished, unready, or leaning on you as a crutch? No. This relationship is not a project, not a rescue mission, and certainly not a one-sided story of depletion. It is a partnership of equals. The person destined for you has been prepared on parallel tracks while you've been healing, letting go of lack and survival. They have been accumulating wisdom, abundance, and the heart to steward it all wisely. This is divine synchronization in action. Imagine, for a moment, of being poured into without feeling guilty or anxious about when the next withdrawal will come. Picture a love that doesn't just say, "I believe in you," but invests in your dreams, sows into your visions, and brings solutions, not just sympathy when challenges arise. The legacy of Boaz and Ruth echoes here. Boaz didn't just notice Ruth. He leveraged his resources and influence to protect, provide, and partner with her destiny. The person being sent into your life will operate from this same frequency. Their actions will match their words. Their provision will be practical, consistent, and deeply rooted in honor. Let this truth sink in. You are no longer meant to carry everything alone. The days of being the only one with vision, the sole dreamer in the relationship, are ending. The soulmate heaven is orchestrating will be a builder, not a takara partner who recognizes that their resources, their wisdom, and their stability are gifts to be used for kingdom purpose, not for ego or control. Think about the great partnerships you admire, like Melinda and Bill Gates, co-leading a foundation that changed the world. Or Stedman Graham, standing steadfast beside Oprah Winfrey, empowering her mission while honoring his own. These are relationships where provision is both practical and spiritual, where two people come together, not in competition, but in mutual support and empowerment. This is the paradigm shift. The resources your partner brings are not just about finances, but about creating an environment where your calling can expand without limits. They will fund ideas, invest in growth, and hold space for your purpose. They will refresh your spirit when you're weary, and strategize with you when vision needs a practical roadmap. Their generosity will be a spiritual act, a declaration that your calling deserves to be resourced, protected, and amplified. Don't let the scars of lack or disappointment cause you to shrink back now. The divine is not just sending you provision, he is sending you a partner who sees your value and wants to help you multiply it. They will not be intimidated by your ambition or the size of your dreams. In fact, your elevation will excite them, not offend them, because they understand that when you rise, so does the mission you carry together. Chosen one. The era of scraping by is ending. You are stepping into a season where partnership means overflow, not lack, where provision comes from love and alignment, not obligation or manipulation. Get ready to receive not only what you need, but more than enough to build, to create, and to leave a legacy that blesses generations. Heaven is sending someone who will match your destiny with their devotion, their resources, and their unwavering belief in all you are meant to become. Chosen one. Brace yourself, because your environment is about to transform in ways you could never orchestrate alone. The next wave of blessing isn't just about finding love or companionship, it's about divine relocation, and a strategic movement into higher territory for your soul and your calling. Heaven never upgrades your circle without also shifting your soil. That restlessness you felt, that divine dissatisfaction with where you are, is not a sign of ingratitude. It's a signal from your spirit that you've outgrown your current environment and that something greater is pulling you forward. Every chosen vessel in history has faced a moment when their growth demanded a change in scenery. Think of Abraham, who was told to leave the familiar and step into the unknown. Or Joseph, whose painful relocation led to the fulfillment of his destiny. Sometimes, the most significant breakthroughs do not come from what you are doing, but from where you are planted. Your divine partner is coming not just to bring comfort, but to serve as a catalyst for your elevation, a bridge between where you've been and where you are called to go. Do you sense the walls of your current life closing in? The people or places that once felt like home, now feeling like limitations. That tension is the signal that God is preparing you for more. The person He's sending is not just a soulmate. They are a vehicle of destiny, carrying keys that unlock doors you've been knocking on for years. This shift may manifest as a literal mover, new home, city, or country. It may unfold as an entrance into a new sphere of influence, a broader platform, or a spiritual community that finally fits your expanding purpose. Let's be real, some environments are too small for the magnitude of your assignment. When God moves you, it is never random. Every step is ordered. Every transition, intentional. The relationship forming in this next season will be a conduit for relocation geographically, emotionally, spiritually. You will find yourself in spaces where your gifts are recognized, where your voice is needed, where your influence multiplies. No more dimming to fit old rooms or shrinking to stay safe. This is the moment your wings will stretch, and you'll find the wind of heaven lifting you higher. Consider Serena Williams, whose partnership with Alexis Ohanian didn't confine her, but created space for her influence to soar beyond the tennis court. Or Joseph, who went from the pit to Pharaoh's palace because he fought for it, but because God used strategic connections to position him for impact. The same pattern is unfolding for you. Chosen one, the partner being sent, is not here to rearrange your life for their comfort, but to reposition you for destiny. Do not resist this transition out of fear or nostalgia for what is familiar. New territory requires courage, but also the humility to recognize when God is calling you out of the old and into the new. Your environment is about to match your anointing. The places, people, and platforms being prepared for you will honor your calling instead of resisting it. When you look back, you'll see this wasn't just about finding love, it was about entering the fullness of your purpose. The greatest miracle won't just be that you were loved, but that love was the catalyst that relocated, established, and elevated you. The world will see the move, but only you and heaven will know the true reason behind it. You followed the call, answered the invitation, and let destiny's vehicle carry you where you were always meant to be. Chosen one, let your spirit settle into this truth. What's unfolding in your life is not ordinary, and it will not feel ordinary. The connection coming your way has heaven's fingerprints all over it. This is not a product of coincidence, chance, or even your best efforts. It is a supernatural alignment, authored by God Himself. And every detail will reflect that. From the very first moment, you'll sense an unmistakable peace, a calm that settles over your spirit, dispelling confusion and fear. This is the kind of union where clarity is built in, where questions fade and certainty rises. No more restless nights, analyzing mixed signals. No more wondering whether you're too much, too little, or just plain misunderstood. This love, this partnership, is designed to bring out your truest self, to honor every facet of your being, and to help you walk in your calling without apology. Imagine a relationship where you're met at the deepest levels, where your dreams are not only understood, but championed, where your wounds are not exploited, but gently healed. This is the promise of supernatural connection, a love that soothes your spirit, strengthens your mind, and ignites your destiny. You'll know this is heaven's work by the undeniable signs that accompany it. There will be a sense of divine timing, doors opening, opportunities flowing, conversations that seem scripted by a higher hand. Encounters will feel orchestrated, not forced. Confirmation after confirmation will rise up, from spiritual nudges to unexpected encouragements from those around you. It will feel as though the universe itself is conspiring to bring you together. Because in truth, it is. When God writes a love story, the whole cosmos responds. Let's look at the lives of Ruth and Boaz, two souls, who were both refined and readied by their individual journeys before God brought them together. Their union was not rushed, not born of desperation or fear, but revealed in perfect timing, marked by clarity and purpose. You, too, are about to experience a connection that stands out from anything your past has shown you. It will not ask you to strive, to chase, or to perform. You will not have to earn safety or affection. These will be given freely, wrapped in grace. Think of Barack and Michelle Obama, whose partnership inspires millions, not through spectacle, but through quiet, steady faithfulness and mutual honor. This is the frequency of the connection heaven is weaving for you. Spiritual partnership, not just emotional chemistry. The person sent to you will match your depth, honor your purpose, and commit to covering you in prayer and wisdom. They will not be threatened by your light, but will reflect and amplify it. Supernatural doesn't mean flashy or perfect. It means divinely sustained. There will be moments of challenge, but even those will feel different, handled with grace, with humility, with a shared vision that turns obstacles into stepping stones. This is a relationship built not just on love, but on spiritual assignment and shared destiny. Let your heart embrace this truth. You don't have to strive or chase this blessing. It's not about being perfect. It's about being open, expectant, and ready to receive. When the connection arrives, you'll recognize it by its peace, its purpose, and the unmistakable sense that God Himself is at the center. The signs will be clear. The confirmation will be undeniable. The supernatural nature of your union will mark the beginning of a new era, not just in love, but in your purpose, your influence, and your legacy. Chosen one, get ready to be loved in a way that could only come from heaven's hand. Chosen one, breathe in the magnitude of this moment. You are being rewarded for your faithfulness, and the blessing you have carried in your heart for so long is about to become visible reality. This is not the result of luck, nor the random convergence of events. This is heaven's direct response to every private yes you uttered when no one else was looking. Every act of obedience, every season of sowing without visible harvest. Your faithfulness has become a beacon, drawing divine intervention to your doorstep. Let's be honest, the waiting was grueling. There were days when you wondered if all your sacrifices had been for nothing, when hope felt thin and the silence of heaven echoed loudly in your soul. But let me assure you, nothing is wasted in the kingdom. God has kept a holy record of your perseverance. While the world rushed past, you chose integrity over shortcuts, patience over panic, and faith over frustration. In a culture addicted to instant gratification, you stood firm, refusing to trade your destiny for temporary comfort. Remember Elizabeth Elliot, who suffered unimaginable loss, yet clung to purpose and allowed God to restore her story in ways only heaven could design. Or Nelson Mandela, who endured decades of hardship before stepping into the fullness of his legacies. Partnership with Graca, Michelle reflecting the restoration and reward that comes after a lifetime of steadfastness. Their lives echo what is being written for you now. Your reward is not just coming, it's already in motion. And now, the divine is making it clear. You will not just be seen, You will be celebrated. The very areas of your life marked by hidden struggle are about to become stages for public victory. Your partnership will not be a detour or distraction, but a force for impact. The person sent to you will speak your spiritual language, honor your calling, and stand beside you as an equal, not just a companion. They are being prepared with revelation of who you are, so that when they arrive, you won't need to prove yourself. You will be received, cherished, and uplifted for the fullness of who you are and what you carry. Now, let's release a blessing over your life. May you step boldly into this next chapter with open hands and an expectant spirit. May the disappointments and heartbreaks of yesterday fall away like old garments, making room for garments of praise, for new beginnings, for the increase heaven has been storing up just for you. May you recognize the fingerprints of God in every conversation, every opportunity, every open door. May your ears be sharp to the voice of the Holy Spirit, so that when your divine partner arrives, there is no confusion, only peace, only clarity, only deep, resounding confirmation. This is your moment. The blessing is not delayed. It is arriving now. Stay awake. Stay open. Stay ready. Heaven rewards those who do not grow weary in doing good, for the harvest comes right on time. Let your testimony be one that inspires others to trust, to wait, to hold fast, even when the world says it's over. The reward is coming not because you begged or bargained for it, but because you remained faithful. This is your divine confirmation. And as we close, remember, your story isn't just a story of survival, but of supernatural victory. The pen is still in God's hand, writing endings more beautiful than you could script for yourself. So rise up, beloved chosen one. The world has not seen the fullness of your glory yet, but heaven is about to make it undeniable. Your greatest chapter is being released. Now step into it. Claim it. And know that what's coming is greater than anything you've dared to imagine. Until next time, keep believing, keep expecting, and keep your heart anchored in hope. The blessing is here.